Ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Gondaga, CEO at True Media. It's a pleasure right now. I will try to just teach you most of the stuff that people don't really teach. I'm really tired of this um, verse, if I can call it like that, that you can publish a book in 90 days. I will help you publish your book in 90 days. And publishing is not selling. Publishing is not selling. So if you're a content marketer, if your business is based on content, the number one business model that you need to understand is the info product business. Regardless of what you are doing, you need to make sure you have these six things, really five, but six things really line up to make sure that your book will be successful. So there's a difference, to have your book published as an employee or your book published as an entrepreneur. If you have your book published as an employee, it means that all you're gonna have is work on your manuscript and give it to your publisher and hope that this publisher will do what they are supposed to do to make sure that they bring you traffic, they bring you client, and most of the time, unless you have a huge advance, they will give you no more than 12 or 14, 50%. If you're really good, maybe 18%. But if you just start it, you're gonna have between 5 and 10% of royalties, and they send you a check every 3 months. So with that business model, you will not be able to sustain yourself as an entrepreneur. But if you understand that the power of media, you will know that you need to have certain things in place, such as a website, number one. Number two, a seminar business. Number three, a webinar business. Number four, a podcast, audio video format. Number five, online courses. And number six, you have to get rid of the zip code mindset and think global. Okay, let me come back to the beginning. Why you need to have a website? A website will help you get leads from people who buying your book. It can be a Kindle version or a paperback book, because on your website you can now have more things that you can sell to the person who will be interested by your book. You can have your coaching program, you can have a seminar, let them know on your website that okay, you bought your book, I don't know, yesterday, and they said like for me, like me for example, I have the activation to August 17 in Atlanta, Georgia, and pay-per-view as well. So wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to have access to that. You understand? So you have to go to the website. So there's more than just have the book. And then if you want more information or order more copies or bulk copies, contact the publisher. So the publisher is not what it used to be 10, 12, 15 years ago, unless you really know how to get to a coach who will be able to get you in the door with a publisher, excuse me, will be willing to pay you, six figures advance or sometimes seven figures. But if you just want to have your book published and pay somebody to create what you have to create, it's going to be hard for you to go to the next level. You understand that? So you need to have that in place. You need to have seminars. We talk about whatever you talk about in your book, especially nonfiction, where you go in detail. So it's different format for a seminar. You can have a workshop, you can have a conference, you can have a mastermind. All that is based on a business where people will pay to hear you speak in a small venue, mid-sized, venue, a bigger venue. You can host your conference, you can be invited, but you get paid for it. And you have to learn how to market yourself, to position yourself. When somebody says, you know what, that person is worth it for me to have it at my conference or to pay you to come and speak. Very important. Then of course the webinar business, like I'm doing now, but like short version. Make sure that you have a webinar where people register by email, you know, where you come and then teach on something, or you can go live on Facebook, live on Instagram, live on YouTube. Very important to have that in place as an author to be successful and make sure that you are an entrepreneur author. And number five, online courses. Online courses is the best thing ever happened to the internet when you are in business. Why? Because the info digital product that people can buy in audio or video format that they can stream or download, where you can get paid with no limits. You know, you're never gonna run out of stock for your virtual course. Like yesterday, somebody called me from Gabon and bought one of my course. So I mean, just like everything is always coming to different stuff. I got people from different places call me sometimes from 3 or 4 countries in one day, sometimes 10 people in different places in the world and buying my content. Sometimes I can talk to them, sometimes just surprised by what's going on in my PayPal account or whatever merchant account that I have. But it's possible for you to have that if you know how to position yourself and get rid of those or use, that zip code mindset, be able to sell now your services in euros and pounds and expand yourself if there's a global market out there. I said, the other day, 82% of the Facebook user live outside the United States. 70% of the YouTube views are coming from outside the United States. It's not because I speak French, it's because I live it. I'm going overseas, a lot with my wife and kids, and we teach this type of principle all around the world. And now we're coming to Atlanta just to let you know, to get rid of your zip code mindset, go globally, and you will thank me later, because you will see there's a huge, a bigger world outside the street, and I'm telling you, there's people out there in India, in the continent of Africa, in the continent of Europe, in South America, who are looking for your content. The problem, the content is not available in their languages. And you can learn how to do all these type of nice things at the activation tool, or make sure that you contact me. I will let you know in different packages how you can make it happen and go global with your content, with your book, and reach the globe with what God deposits on the inside of you, and make profit for what you know as an expert globally. This is Darcy Gondaga, CEO of Media. I have to go. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will really understand why this thing is so important, so crucial for you to have it, and not stay stuck and say, oh my God, maybe I will not be able to make it. What's going on? And no, no, no. You can really go to a whole nother level when you understand how to position yourself and to go there. Okay? Bye bye.